Yo, big up yourselves and welcome back to the channel. We've been off for 2 weeks. Jack fell down the stairs, damaged his ankle on the job I was going to record. So that didn't happen, but I'm back. Welcome. In today's video, we are doing a bit of testing. So, I've dropped a bollock. I did this job about 6 months ago. I've lost the test sheet. I've lost it. It's gone. So I never registered it. Test sheet's gone. So I've come back now. I've come back for free, obviously, because it's my problem. And we're going to test it again. But I'm going to go through it with you, all the steps that we take, and obviously how to test it. And ting, big up all my members, big up all my subscribers. If you haven't already, please do consider hitting that subscribe button, because we're well on the way to 6,000 subscribers now. Soon. So thank you very much. But yeah, I'm going to get the tools out now. Get the tools, get the ladders, and get the tester. And while I'm doing that, run that ting. So here is the job that we are going to be testing. And as you can see, it's been a while. So it's more than 6 months. But they've had new tenants coming in, so it needs a certificate either way. And yeah, I dropped a bollock. I'm sorting it out now. It's how we overcome these ting. So we've got a 24-hour fuse board there. We've got shower, hob, kitchen sockets, sockets, and lights. So the socket circuits are radials. Kitchen, we rewired and we put it on a ring. We also rewired the hob cable, if I remember correctly. And then this board is our off-peak board. So this has got no power going to it until after a certain time, because it's only 7 hours, I believe 7 hours at night, because they get cheaper electricity for the heating and things, because it's all storage heaters, there's no gas. So this board we're only going to be able to take dead readings from, because obviously there's no power till later, but we'll record all that, we'll do our insulation resistance testing, we'll do our R1R2 testing, and we'll just locate which is which, because I can't remember. But this board we can do everything on. Right, let's get going then. First thing we are going to do, obviously this is an empty property, but normally if there's anyone in here, we ask if there's any damaged sockets, any damaged switches, lights, things like that. But yeah, we have a look around first, we do a visual inspection of everything, just check that there's no damaged accessories. So nothing here. I believe the water heater is in here. Yeah, there's an old spur there, so we'll whip that off in a bit. That'll be our R1R2 from our water heater. We've then got a shower switch, which is there. We'll whip that off and get that tested. So kitchen, there's nothing damaged. It's an old light switch, isn't it? Nothing damaged in the kitchen, nothing damaged in the lounge. I wouldn't imagine there's anything damaged, to be fair. He'd have told me. We've obviously replaced that at some point. So nothing in here damaged. Pendant looks fine. For the bedroom, I have already done this testing, but I'm just showing you for the purpose of the video. Nothing damaged in here. Virgin. Light switch sound. Pendants are sound. What we got in here? Nothing in there, just a little cupboard, and then in the bathroom we've got an IP rated light, we've got a fan in the middle, and we've got our electric shower. So nothing looks damaged, everything looks fine. We can move on to the testing. So first thing we're going to do is get the tester out. Little message off James, look, when he was with me, I love you dad, what a hero, believe him not there. Bless him. Anyway, get the tester out. The tester we're using is Mega 1741 Plus. If you're regular on the channel, you'll see what. So we'll get this set up to what we need. So the first test I'm going to be doing is the ZE of the property, which is the income. So we're going to use the leads. We're going to be putting our red, green, and blue leads in, and we are going to be setting the tester to LPE, and then the right hand side on Z. That'll give us our ZE at the bottom and our PFC at the top. I've just checked in the meter cupboard and we've got TNCS earthing system. So what we're going to do is disconnect the main earth. We'll turn all the power on first. I'll just do a bit of ASMR on it. So disconnect main earth, we're going to crocodile clip onto the main earth, and we're going to take a reading from our live and neutral tails coming in. So our main earth is disconnected, we get onto the crocodile, and we're going to change our tester setting to too high. So that means that it won't trip any inline LCDs because there isn't one, but it's taking that high value. So straight on, auto tester on this tester. And that's give us a ZD of 0.10 with a PFC of 2.41. So we'll mark that down now in our ZD and PFC box. After you've done that test, you have got to remember to put that main earth back in. So it's back in now, I've got to talk all of it, so I'll talk them all at the end when we've finished. So, first circuit we're going to move on to is our electric shower, and that is wired in 6 minutes from an earth. So the first reading we're going to take is our insulation resistance. We're going to be measuring from earth to live, live to neutral, live to neutral, and neutral to earth. So all 3 different combinations, and we're going to record our reading as insulation resistance. We're going to be testing these at 250 volts, because I know there's nothing plugged in, but there's neons and things like that on the circuits. So we're going to be testing at 250 volts, and we're going to be recording our reading in insulation resistance. For this test, it's a dead test. We want the power off to the circuit still. We're going to be testing at 250 volts, and all we'll do basically is clip one crocodile clip onto the live, neutral or earth, and then take our live probe and put it on the other conductor that we're testing. We're then going to hold down test, which gives us greater than 999. Now, if there was a fault on the circuit, or a damaged cable, or a link anywhere, like if the conductors were touching, we'd be getting this. So if I touch these together, hold down test, we'd be getting 0.00, which is obviously a dead short. So hopefully, we get greater than 1,000 on everything. For the insulation resistance, I've put the crocodile clip onto the earthing terminal, and then I've gone across every single thing, which is rising to greater than 1,000. So all of those are fine. We've done the live to neutral, live to neutral, live to neutral, live to neutral, blah, 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 blah. And for this, like I say, everything needs to be off. So all your circuits off, we can now start doing our R1, R2s. So for our shower circuit, what we're going to do is disconnect the live of the circuit and join it up with the earth from the circuit. Whether we do it in Legos or whether we just pick the live up and drop it in the earthing terminal. I know there is little tools, the R1, R2, that you can just put in there. It's a little magnetic PZ2. One goes in there, one goes onto your earth block, and that'll do the link for you. But I haven't got one, so I'll just be joining them together, just like that. So I took the live out the RCBO, put it into the earth block. So for this test, again, it's a dead test. We're going to be using continuity, which is our orange on this tester. We're then going to join the leads together and make sure we've got down 0. So as you can see, 0.00, that is ready to take a reading. I've just recorded a load with the mic on the side. Wasn't clipped to me. It's normally here. I took it off to get to the van. We go again. So I'm not sure how much of that you saw, but I'm going to run through it again for you. So, main earth we had off, we took our ZE. I think you got that much. Main earth went straight back in to ensure that the property is safe if we energise anything. So that's all back together. We then moved on to insulation resistance testing. We crocodile clipped onto the earth. We went across each terminal of each circuit. That gave us a reading from, well, that was rising up to greater than 1,000. So greater than 1,000 was recorded on the test cert. We've now moved on to our R1, R2 testing. So as you can see, I've took the live out from the shower circuit, linked it up to the earth, and we're then going to take a reading at the accessory. So as I said just that nobody heard me say, there's no way of me getting the camera to record it. So I've took the shower switch off there to access the terminals. What we're going to be using is the tester on continuity range. So we'll set that to continuity, which is our ohms picture. It's still a dead test, so power's still off for that. We're then going to ensure that our leads are nulled. So what we're going to do is be touching the live and earth together, like so. And that shows us the leads are 0.00, which means the continuity result that we're getting is the actual cable from the circuit. Now, I'm going to crocodile clip this onto the earthing terminal and the live onto the live. That will give us our R1, R2 for the shower circuit. So we'll clip onto the earth, get onto the live as well. and that's given us a continuity reading of 0.06. So on our test sheet, our R1, R2 reading for the shower circuit is 0.06. So 0.06 is the R1, R2. Our ZE was 0.10. If we add those two together, we get 0.16. Now, when we energise this circuit, take our ZS reading, that should be the reading, well, around that figure, what we should get, because it's your external earth fault plus your R1, R2 will give us our earth fault of the circuit, our ZS. That will be marked in the ZS, but we'll move on to that in a minute. So as you can see now, this is the test sheet that I'm filling out. So we've got electric shower, wiring type A, reference method 101, which is twin and earth above plasterboard ceiling. Points is 1. Live conductor 6mm, CPC 2.5, disconnection time 0.4. It's a 61009, which is an RCBO, type B, 32 amps, 6 Ka braking capacity. It's protected by 30 milliamp RCD, and the max ZS reading I've put down should be 1.08. NA, these are our ring readings. It's not a ring circuit, so these are all NA'd. We've then got R1, R2, that's where we've entered it, look, 0.06. R2, we've got NA. Insulation resistance, we said we've tested that, 250 volts, greater than 1000 and greater than 1000. Polarity check, we now have a live results for this circuit. So I'll energise this circuit and then we'll come back. Before I energise it, you've got to remember to take the live out of the earth bar. So I'm going to drop that live back out the earth bar, back into the RCBO. This circuit's ready to power up. So this isn't the sequence that you'd do. You would do the dead test first for everything, then energise the circuit. I'm doing it like this. I've been here before, I've done the work here. I know everything's fine because it's all been tested. I'm just doing it for the sake of the video. So our shower circuit, our socket radials, I'll probably do another socket radial actually to show you with the plug-in tester, but they're all the same. If it's a radial circuit, it's the same sequence of tests. Link the live and earths for your R1, R2. You go around every point, take a reading. The highest reading that you get from that circuit will be the R1, R2 reading that you record on the test sheet. Right, this is powered up now, as you can see. If you can see, little LEDs come on. So we're going to be taking our ZS from this shower circuit. So this is now a live test. We're going to be flicking this over to LPE because we're going to be using all 3 probes, and we flick this up to max Z. You don't have to, but max Z on this tester, if you've got multiple points that you're testing, it will record the highest at the top and give you the value, so you don't have to remember which one was the highest. We're going to be using 3 low, and that's because there's an RCD on the circuit. If we put it on too high, we're just going to take the RCD out. So 3 low, and we're going to be using all 3 probes for this test. So again, crocodile clip onto the earth, and we're going to be taking a reading as well with our live and our neutral. This is a live circuit now, this is a live accessory, so we do need to be very careful when we're messing with it. So again, we're going to clip onto the earth, and we're then going to put our live on our live, neutral on our neutral. This tester does have auto test, so it should just test straight away. Circuit's tested now, and our ZS reading is giving us 0.18. So if you remember, we've calculated with our ZE plus our R1, R2, and that was 0.16. So we are very close. And that reading is then going to be recorded in our max ZS for the circuit, so 0.18. We know that there's an RCD. We've checked the manual test button, so we can tick RCD there. We now need to take the RCD values. So to get our RCD results, we've got RCD test down here. What we do is set it onto auto, set it to 30 milliamp because of the RCBO that it is on, and this will automatically take the test results. So for this one, I'm going to have to do it with the crocodile clips, obviously, because it's a switch. So we'll get the crocodile clips on, take our first reading, that will then trip. Put the power back on, another reading, trip, power back on. We've got to do this 4 times. You don't have to anymore. I think you only need the ×5 rating or the ×1, I'm not sure. But the tester just does it on its own at ×1, ×1.5, ×1 and ×5, which will be recorded on the test sheet. So for this one, it's a bit harder. For our plugin, we can leave the tester in the wall and just go back to the board and keep resetting it and then go through the results after. So for this test, I'm going to be using all 3 probes again. Earth onto the earth bar, live and neutral, and this will then trip the board. So crocodile clips are on, we press test, it's testing at half now, and then it's testing at 1. So our first reading, 29.4. It's testing at 0 and 180 degrees. So we'll go back onto it, it's tripped again, 38.5. So for our ×1, our highest reading is 38.5 and 18.5. So it's showing up end now because it has ran through its sequence of testers. If we want to go back through them, we press the arrows, and down here, look, I don't know if you can see it, but it's ×1/2 there. So that's greater than 1999 because it's not tripping, because it's half the expected trip current. Press the arrows again, and that is 29.4 at 0 degrees. Again, 180 degrees, 38.5. 0 degrees times 5, 8.5. 180 degrees times 5, 18.5. So on our test sheet, again, RCD testing 30 milliamp at ×1. So that was 38.5, 38.5, and ×5 was 18.5, 18.5. So that circuit is now tested. If we press preview, scroll down to the test results, we can see everything's filled in. So we've got electric shower, 101, 1.6 mil, 2.5 mil, 0.4, 61009, There is our R1, R2 reading, 0.06. There's our insulation resistance. There is our ZS reading, and then at the end we've got our RCD readings. So RCD, tick, AFDD, there isn't one, so that is NA. So that is the sequence of tests, basically, fast as I could. That's the sequence of tests for a radial circuit. So like I said, the lighting, if it's a radial socket circuit, shower, cooker, hob, anything like that, it's going to be exactly the same reading. It's not going to be the same readings because all the cables are different. It's going to be exactly the same procedure for the tests. The only thing different is ring testing, which we will get onto when I get to the circuit. So I'm going to show you quickly how we take the results from a radial socket circuit, and then we'll move on to the ring readings. Our next circuit that we're going to be testing is our hob circuit. So we know the insulation resistance is good, we've already tested that. As you can see, I have took the live out, put it into the earthing block, and then if we go into the kitchen, we've rewired this so I know where it is. We have got our hob isolator there. So that's where we're going to be taking this R1, R2 reading. So all I'm going to do is plug this tester in. Again, this is taking a continuity reading between our live and earth. So we'll turn that on, and it's giving us a continuity reading of 0.15. Is it 0.15? No, it's 0.12. Look backwards in the camera. So 0.12 plus our 0.10, which is our ZE, should give us a ZS value of around 0.22, and it's giving us a value of 0.20, which is nice. So again, our RCBO, RCD readings, we're going to set this to auto, this side to 30 milliamps, and I can show you what I mean now because I'm just going to go back to the board and keep resetting it. So test, ×half, it's not tripping. ×1, there's our first. So if you keep watching that screen now, when I'm resetting it at the fuse board, it will just automatically do it. So once it's gone 4 times, we know that that's our testing done for that circuit. Let's have a look through the results. So ×1/2, ×1, 29.4, 38.6. So that's going to be in our ×1, and that's going to be in our ×5. So we've input our results into the test sheet now. There's our max ZS measured. There's our R1, R2, insulation resistance, and our RCD trip times. We've ticked RCD because we know that the test button works. We've tried that. That's another circuit down. So we're now moving on to our ring circuit, which is a kitchen ring. So type A, which is PVC, PVC. Bloody hell, come on. Wiring type A, PVC, PVC. Reference method again, 101. Points, I've been around and counted. We've got 4 points on this circuit. It's wired in 2.5, 1.5 earth. 0.4 disconnection time, 61009 B32. 0.108 again. Now this is different. So this is where our ring readings are going to be. So our ring readings, which are our end-to-end readings. So in the board, we've got 2 lives, 2 neutrals, 2 earths, and that's because it goes from the board, socket, 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 back to the board, which obviously makes up the ring, which is why it's called a ring final circuit. So at the board, we're going to be taking a reading, a value on continuity range, again, between the conductors. So our live and our live, we're going to be crocodile clipping onto each one of those. That will take a continuity of the ring with just the live loop. So because it's a ring, it's testing the whole circuit live, 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 and back. That is going to be recorded as our R1 on the test sheet. So this is done with continuity. We've got our R1, Rn, which is our neutral, exactly the same thing, but for the neutrals, and our R2, again, exactly the same thing, but for the earths. So I know I can't get the camera up here, but I'm going to just walk you through what I'm doing. And you'll just have to trust me. Can that work light as well? That's awesome, isn't it? Clips onto anything. So we're going to make sure all the power's off again. We're going to take our live out first from its terminal. And here, if you can see, are our 2 live ends. So we're going on to continuity scale. We're going to crocodile clip onto the one and then put the live onto the other. Our leads are already nulled from just. That's giving us a reading of 0.15. Now, because it's twin and earth, the live and neutral are exactly the same size conductor. So our live's 0.15, we should be expecting the same from the neutral. So our neutral's out, crocodile clip onto the one, live onto the other. And again, that is giving us 0.15. Now, again, with twin and earth, our earth is smaller. This reading we should expect to be around 1.67 times higher. So 0.15 times 1.67 should give us around 0.25 for our reading. That's because the resistance is going to be higher because the cable is thinner. So we'll take the earth out of the earth bar and take our, again, reading end to ends. This is going to give us our R2 ring reading for the circuit. The ring reading for that is 0.29, so we're not far off what we expected. It could just indicate that there's something loose, but it's not enough to worry about. So that's our ring readings done. And these are recorded in here. So our R1 was 0.15, Rn was the same, 0.15, and our R2 was 0.29, 0.29. Now, with a ring circuit, from our end-to-end values, we can then calculate what we expect to get from our R1, R2s. So we've got 0.15, which was our live and our neutral loops, so 0.15, and we're going to add it to the R1, to the R2 end-to-end values, which was 0.29. It's going to give us 0.44. We're then going to divide that by 4, which gives us 0.11. So now when we link out, what we're going to do is link our live to our opposite earth. So imagine our 2 legs coming in. We're going to be linking the live of that leg to the earth of that leg, and the same again, live of that leg, earth of that leg. We're going to link those out in the board. We're going to go around all the points and take a continuity reading, and the highest will be our R1, R2 for that circuit. So I'll get that done now and we'll see what it comes up with. So I've got those linked out now, as you can see here. So our live is linked to the opposite earth, live is linked to the opposite earth. We're then going to take readings from the sockets. So again, this is a continuity test, and because we're on a socket circuit, we can use our plug-in tester. Much prefer using the plug-in tester. Obviously, it's easier. We can just plug it in. So we're on continuity here. We've linked out our cables at the board. We're then going to go around and take some readings. So 0.12. As you can see, 0.12 here. Our expected result was 0.11. It will change as you go up and down the circuit, but that socket was 0.12. Move on to this socket, which is 0.13. Move on to this socket. There's one under here. And that one again, oh no, that one is 0.11, which is what we expected. So we'll test the rest of the sockets. There's only one more, I think, and then we'll record the highest which I believe will be that 0.13 in the R1, R2 for that circuit. So on a ring circuit, from the end to end, we've calculated what we can get from our R1, R2. This we can then calculate what we expect from our ZS. So just from that one test, which is the ring, we can calculate everything. We do test obviously to double check that it was within the parameters and we are close to what we're expecting. If we were expecting a ZS of 0.23 and we're getting a ZS of 0.4 something or something like that, there is something wrong, whether it's a faulty socket, loose connection, anything could cause anything like that. So we know our polarity is right, we know what our R1, R2 is, we know what our insulation resistance is, we know what our end-to-ends are. Take this ZS now, get it marked on, move on to the next circuit after we've done the RCD trip times. We've done our ZS testing at all the points now, and as you can see, this is what I was talking about before. So the last socket I tested was 0.21, the max for the circuit was 0.24. So this remembers what your max is, so at the end of the circuit you can just jot it down. So if you've got 10 sockets on a circuit, you don't need to remember the max, the tester will tell us, which is mint. So max ZS measured for that circuit is 0.24, which is near enough exactly what we expected. We expected 0.23. These things change, you know what I mean? So 0.24 is our max ZS. We're going to take the RCD trip times now, and then we're going to move on to the next circuit. So the next 3 circuits, or 4, I can't remember, are all socket radial circuits. So we've just done one of those with the hob. There's no point showing you those. We're just going to follow the same sequence of tests for every single circuit, and we'll come back when we're at the lighting, because that's the only thing that's different, because we're going to be doing it with the probes at each point. Boom. All the radials are tested apart from the lights, which I'm going to do now. We've got exactly the same readings, what we'd expect. Yeah, mint. We had a socket circuit for the lounge, a socket circuit for bedroom 1, and a socket circuit for bedroom 2. So there was only a couple on each, and the readings were low, the readings are what we expected, the readings were nice. So we're moving on to lighting now. So again, we've got our insulation resistance results, we've already done those. What we're going to do now is link the live and the earth at the board from the lighting circuit, and we're supposed to bounce around each light. I know that this has been tested before, we've tested all the points before, so I know which one the last one is. I'm going to go straight to the last point, which will be the highest, and take our R1, R2 reading. So we're in the bedroom now, and this is our final point on the circuit. So I've took that down, I've linked the live and the earth at the board. I'm going to be taking a continuity reading off this. That will also confirm that our earthing conductor is continuous throughout everything. So throughout every point on the circuit, if it makes it to the last and we get a reading, it shows us that it's continuous. It shows us the polarity is nice. I know everything's good here anyway, so this video, if you are learning, testing and expecting, just take it as it is, take tips from it, do not copy it exactly, because I've already tested this circuit. I just wanted to do a quick video just to show you how we get different readings and what to expect and how we can calculate what to expect. So hopefully it has been a bit helpful. I'll get this tested now, and this will be our final R1, R2 from that fuse board. Just before I get this wrapped up here, I just want to tell you about today's video sponsor, which is Tradify. Now Tradify, if you don't know what it is our business management app that we use for everything from our business. We started using it before we were sponsored, we were happy with it, it was mint. And then they asked to sponsor us. Even better, what an app it is also. So within this app, you can store your customer database. You can link up with your wholesalers. Now, this is a big one. When you're doing quotes and stuff like that, you can have the wholesaler send you an Excel spreadsheet of all your materials, all your prices. You can then get that uploaded into your Tradify app. So when you're doing a quote, you can press double socket. It will then come up with the price of the double socket from the wholesalers, what you want to put on in profit, and then you can then calculate that automatically within the app to add onto the quote. So you'll have price from the wholesalers, price that you sell for, profit made off that item. If you do add profit onto your materials, I know some don't, which we've started to lately, but we never did before because everything can just be price matched off the internet. But we do now, we make a bit more money, obviously we've got to go and collect the materials. Anyway, I'm going off track, Tradify. It's a mint app, so you can use it for that. You can use it for your actual quoting itself. It links it all in little itemised values if you wish it to. You can then send it off to your customer. Now, when your customers receive the quote, they open the email, it's then stored within the app. So you open your quote up, you can go onto view log, activity log. When you press that, it will tell you exactly when your customer has seen it. So if they haven't got back to you, you can give them a reminder in a few days. You can also set that up within the app to automatically remind customers for quoting and invoicing. Then from that, the job can be booked in with the scheduler. So you'll book the job in, all the address and things like that will already be on there because you've done the quote. You can book it in, it can be confirmed by the customer. That is in the app then. When you've then finished the job, you can copy the entire quote and turn it into an invoice, which again can be logged, which is massive for us because you get some customers, we don't have it a lot to be fair, but sometimes it happens and they say, we haven't received your quote. You have received the quote because it's in the activity log of exactly when you opened it, and you opened it again a day later to have another look. So you're lying, what you're lying for? But yeah, it's mint, honestly. If you do want to check it out, I'm going to leave a link in the description for a free 14-day trial. If you are happy with the app, which I'm sure you will be, we are very happy. They've given us a discount code for you, which is JRC50, which will then give you 50% off your first 3 months. So check it out on the link in the description. Thank you very much, Tradify, for sponsoring the video. Let's crack on. We're done, board covers are back on, everything's tested, everything is mint. Big up me. Big up me? Weird. Strange guy. Anyway, yeah, that's all done. Now, in the fuse board, I've left a little visual mistake. See if you noticed it. If you did, let me know in the comments. Set it up nice. If you didn't, go back, check it out, see if you can spot it. You know what I mean? Little game for you, yeah? Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we're done. Thank you very much for watching. If you do want more in-depth testing videos, we'll follow the exact sequence that is in the on-site guide. Let me know, I can do a video for you. If you do want any other videos, let me know. Let me know what you'd like to see on the channel. Like I say, we are growing at a reasonable rate. If you do enjoy our stuff, please, please, please remember to press like on the video and also leave a comment. If you can press the like button, let's see if we can smash our biggest video, which I think got around 400 likes, something like that. So if you can press that like button, I will greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't already, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It helps us out more than you know. Thank you very much to Tradify for sponsoring the video. Like I say, if you haven't used it before, do check that link out in the description for your free 14-day trial. And remember to use code JRC50 for 50% off your first 3 months. Big up everybody for watching. Big up my members. Also, down below, if you do see, there's a little shelf, a merch shelf. JRC merch. We're going to be adding to that soon once I've designed it, but the ones people have picked up, thank you very much for your support. Thank you to my members. Thank you to you all. See you later. Ta-ra.